So this is the last problem I'll review. The rest of them, the ones I didn't review, most people did really well on. So here we have 4 limits, all of them in the form of a fraction, which doesn't surprise us. So what really matters is what do the numerator and denominator approach. So here x is going to 2, the numerator goes to 6. The bottom goes to 1, 2 squared minus 3. The bottom's not 0, so 6 is the limit, and we're done. Part B, and we're approaching at 4 from below. The numerator goes to 6, and the bottom is going to 0. So we know that this limit does not exist. We have a 0 down below, a non-zero number on top, and we also know because it doesn't exist because the function is going to infinity. And we've been asked to find the best answer. So if we can specify a direction, plus infinity or minus infinity, that's a better answer than D and E. So the way I showed you how to do this is to analyze the sign of the function. The numerator changes sign at -2. The denominator changes at 4. When you plug in 0, which is in the middle, you get a negative number, 2 divided by -4. So we're negative, positive, positive. And now take a look at the limit. We're approaching 4 from below. We know, the 6 over 0 says the function is going to infinity. That should be automatic. I wrote the word automatic on at least one exam. We don't have to think about it. 6 over 0, infinity. But now, can we get a better answer? Well, as we're approaching 4 from below, we're coming in through here, and notice the function is always negative. Because we're approaching from below, we never get over here where it turns positive, so the very best answer, minus infinity. So I think D and E got you 3 points here. Minus infinity got you all 5 of them. I needed to see a little bit of a justification. And this is by far the best way. Some of you plugged in numbers, 3.99, and in theory, that method has its flaws, but this is so easy. It doesn't have any flaws. So I encourage you strongly to learn how to create these sign graphs for expressions. All right, part C. Now here, this one goes to 0 over 0. Now some of you wrote D and E. Well, no, that's not true. Anything can happen. So we've got some work to do here. It's in the form of a compound fraction. And numerous times we've seen them. And every single time, my advice has been, let's factor that 2 out of the numerator. My advice has been to multiply by the product of the denominator. So we're going to multiply by 4x. Top and bottom, so we're multiplying by 1. And then the numerator, here we get 8x times x minus 4. And the bottom, we distribute the 4x on the first term here. The x's cancel, and we get 4. On the second one, the 4's, so we're going to distribute here and there. The 4's cancel, we get x. Now, x minus 4 divided by 4 minus x, it's not quite 1, it's -1. And now we can let x go to 4, so we get 8 times 4. Let me do it in black. So we cancel, we get a -1 here, and then we've gotten rid of the division by 0 problem, so we can just plug in our 4. We get 8 times 4 times -1, -32. All right, one more to go. Again, form of a fraction. Again, it has the form 0 divided by 0, so we have some work to do. This one's a little bit easier, I suppose. I can factor in x out of the bottom. Which leaves me an x minus 5. I can then cancel the x's. That's a product of 1, doesn't do any good. And then we can plug in the 0. The x, this guy right here, is keeping us from evaluating the limit. He's causing that 0, and he's gone now. So we're going to get 2 divided by 0 minus 5. Once he's gone, we can just plug our 0 in for the x, and we get -2/5 as our answer. Perfect. If you have any questions about any of these problems, come and talk to me about them. Otherwise, keep working hard.